Hello, welcome back to the weekly review with me, Siti Nurhapsah Juswar, as your host for today. So, 10 years and growing strong, maybe even stronger, the Malaysian bilateral trade with the Organizations of Islamic Cooperation, or the OIC, has seen fruition with the growth of more than fourfolds, from a mere $8.98 million to a whopping $37.74 billion in this year alone. And needless to say, the Islamic Development Bank, IDB Group, has played a vital role in promoting trade between the Islamic nations. The weekly review explores the extent of this role with IDB Head of Regional Office in Kuala Lumpur, Kunrat Wirasubrata. Let's have a look. Hello, welcome to the weekly review, your business and finance guide. We have a special segment here with the Islamic Development Group. With me here is Kunrat Wirasubrata, the head of a regional office IDB here in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. So, what do you know about the Islamic Development Bank Group, or the IDB? As far as I'm concerned, is in relations to the OIC countries and also trading in Malaysia. As for the past about like 40 years, Malaysia has been in the development group investment banking, or we should say investment forum, right? So, okay, we should to our first question then. Can you, Kunrat?
Sure.
Okay, so please tell us a bit more about what is IDB Group is all about and the objectives.
Well, thank you, Nora. A pleasure to be here. IDB is a multilateral development bank,
Right.
which was established by 22 countries in 1974, 38, almost 40 years now. And two of these 22 countries are here in the region, which is Malaysia and Indonesia. Over the years, IDB has grown from 22 countries to now 56 countries. So it's quite like 35 additional members in 34
35
years.
additional members?
35 additional members. 34
Since when?
additional members. Since 1974.
Ah.
From 22, now 56.
Oh.
Okay, so 34 member countries additional. And it also has grown in terms of the entities within it. It used to be the only one entity, which is the Islamic Development Bank.
Right.
Now it is a group comprising 4 other institutions, like the ICD, which is the Islamic Corporation for the Development of Private Sector,
Right.
and then we have the ICEC, which is our investment insurance arm, and we also have the ITFC, which is our Islamic International Trade Financing institution, and also we have the Islamic Research and Training Institute, which is IRTI.
IRTI.
So we have now, from one single entity, which is the IDB, now we have 5 of us, and that's why we are calling ourselves now as IDB Group. We are operating in each and every member countries, in all the 56 member countries, but we also go beyond these member countries. We also have operations in non-member countries, like in India, in Thailand.
So all of this is not situated in the IDB Group itself?
It is within IDB Group, but all these 56 member countries are members of the IDB Bank, the Islamic Development Bank. Now the other entities have their own membership, but in total they're all from the same group of countries. So for example, ICD has less than 30 countries
Right.
as member, but they're increasing also because more and more interests are coming, and many countries are indicating their interest in joining the group. Now our mandate actually is to provide development assistance for the development of socio-economic progress of our member countries through financial instruments which are in accordance or compliance with the Sharia,
Right.
which now popularly we know them as Islamic finance, Islamic banking. But our scope is not only the member countries, which I just mentioned, but also beyond the member countries, society, Islamic communities, Islamic societies in non-member countries. That's why we have operations in India, we have operations in the US, we have operations in Thailand, in Australia, in the Pacific.
So in Morocco?
Morocco is our member country.
Ah.
Morocco is our member country. Now, from that small beginning, we have grown to 56 member countries. Now we also have offices in Dakar, Senegal, another office in Rabat, Morocco, another office in Almaty, Kazakhstan, and in Kuala Lumpur, which is taking care of our 3 member countries in Malaysia, Indonesia, and Brunei. This year, we are also going to open 5 more offices in Istanbul, in Cairo, in Abuja, in Jakarta, and in Bangladesh.
Well, I mean, IDB is going places.
IDB is going places.
I mean, people wanted to know more about IDB, and here you are. I mean, setting up office in Kuala Lumpur, and you're going to set up office in Jakarta. So, I mean, people are looking, or investors are looking more towards IDB. So, what attracts them to the group?
IDB, in addition to our various financing instruments, we also have network. We are a very well networked institution, and our networking probably maybe a bit different from what other people are doing. We have this network with the business people, the business community in member countries. We have network with public sector, with the government, and also with NGOs.
Right.
And it is why our network span beyond our member country. So I can give you an example. For example, we are using our network not only to develop businesses from our member country, but also from outside member country. For example, there was a company from Korea. They came with us to Central Asia and to Africa. And they said, without IDB, I wouldn't have gone to these places. So this is the kind of network we are trying to offer to the world and try to further enhance.
Right.
Because, but everything is within the framework of developing the socio and economic status of the 56 member countries.
Okay, before we're running out of time right now for a short break, before we're going for another short break, I mean, the Malaysian IDB Investment Forum 2012 has actually recently happened in Kuala Lumpur. Is it a success for IDB then?
I believe it was quite a success for us to have this forum in Malaysia. The organizers worked very hard.
Right.
They were very successful. I believe there were like 500 people came to the event, and 150 of them came from 33 member countries. I believe this is quite a good number for us for this kind of forum. We didn't even expect that it was going to be such a big number coming to this event. And the organizer managed to organize more than 100 business-to-business meetings.
100 business-to-business meetings.
Between business and business.
So how much are we talking about? I mean, in trading business on that day itself?
We don't have the number yet for the time being. However, our intention is to provide this platform for these businesses to interact among each other, so that the Malaysian can attract investment into Malaysia, and people from outside Malaysia can attract Malaysian investment to the country also. So this is not really a one-way forum. This is a two-way forum.
It's a win-win situation.
This is a win-win situation. This is how we would like to manage this kind of event, not only in Malaysia but also in other countries.
Right. Okay. Right there you go. I mean, a little bit more on IDB itself, but later, after the break, we gonna, Kunrat and I gonna talk more on what Malaysia can offer to the IDB countries. Stay with us on the Weekly Review. Thank you for watching Morning Bell.
One of the worst.
Would they be doing that to their own planes?
Malaysia has manageable debt. For
Manageable debt. It's either you're in debt or you're not in debt.
Russian super debt goes missing.
Of course, it's not realistic. So once
This is not the first time. Platform for market opinion, including you, and you.
Alright, welcome back to the Weekly Review of Business and Finance Guide with me, Regional Office Kuala Lumpur, and one of my guests here is Kunrat Wirasubrata, the head of Regional Office here in KL for the IDB Group, or the Islamic Development Group here in Malaysia. All right now, so a while ago we talked about what is IDB is all about, but now I'm going to ask you the 4 memorandum of understanding that were present on the launch of the day itself. So what are they about?
Yeah, within the framework of this event that we had last week, we signed 4 memorandum of understanding. What happened in the event was the exchange of these
Right.
documents. The first memorandum of understanding was with Halal Malaysia Halal Development Corporation. We understand and we know that Malaysia is already in the forefront of halal development, and would like the world share Malaysian experience. And Malaysia also has a program to disseminate its capacity and capability in developing halal industry. Halal industry is one of the biggest growing sector in the world, and we'd like, and there are like 1.6 billion potential clients, potential customers of
Right.
halal products. It's not only about food; it's all about cosmetics. It's also
It's all about the halal.
all about halal.
Whether it's cosmetics, whether it's food and beverages and all that
Yes,
things.
yes.
Okay.
And Malaysia has already initiated a lot of advancement in that context, and would like Malaysia to also go out and disseminate its standard of halal, its business model to other countries
Right.
within the framework of enriching, of enhancing trade and investment among our member countries.
Right.
Because halal is not only about the certification, it also entails a lot of investment. It requires investment. It's not about an institution certifying that a certain thing is halal. There is some more steps to take on how this halal can be put in place. How can people consume halal food?
Right.
And this can only be done through investment.
Through
And we
investment.
believe Malaysia can help our countries in that context.
So in terms of the halal industry context, what can Malaysia do to offer more to the OIC nation?
Well, number one, of course, Malaysia has the expertise, has the experience, has the skills to offer to other countries. I can tell you that although according to the book of Islam, halal is very clear, but when it comes to the technicality of having it, it's not a simple matter. We need experts to do
Right.
that. It's a system. It's a system. That's why Malaysia has this halal integrity. It has to be halal from the farm to your table. You see, and this is the whole system, the whole value chain. You know, and this is not everyone can understand this and has the ability to implement it effectively in their own constituencies.
So
It is not-
when you say that Malaysia is going to be a halal industry hub for the world, you say, I mean for other investors out there, why do they need to invest in this halal industry within the OIC countries itself?
Number one, certainly, it's not only a religious consideration.
You're right.
It has a business model in it. You can imagine if you have 1.6 billion people waiting to consume halal
Right.
product, then you know the amount of opportunity, economic, business, commercial opportunities that is available for you to tap on. Now, we believe Malaysia has some models which it can offer to the world, and Malaysia has already taken the necessary steps toward that direction by establishing this Halal Development Corporation, for example. And Malaysia has this JAKI, Malaysia has standard, which are very active in developing halal standard.
Right.
And not many countries in the world are doing this.
So where is IDB role to market
Yeah.
Malaysia halal industry in the world?
In that context, IDB, the role IDB is going to take is number one, as a catalyst, because it is IDB's interest to develop this kind of industry.
Right.
It is in the IDB's interest because halal also can be connected to food security issue. You know, it's not only about meat or whether it has this element of non-halal, but also food security.
Right.
And it is IDB's interest to get into this area of development. Number one is IDB is playing catalytical role. Number two, facilitating role. Number three, IDB can also play a financing role. So when it comes to investment, IDB will certainly consider that it can participate in such investments.
So in our case, in Malaysian case, what can Malaysia do more to establish itself in the world of halal industry, as you say, and also to the OIC nation as a trading and business friendly country?
I think the key word is partnership and collaboration. And this is something which is increasingly understood by our member countries. That is why we have a special department actually in our in the bank, which is partnership department. They only deal with partnership, how to forge more and more partnership within our membership and also outside our membership. And Malaysia is, I can tell you, it's not because I'm in Malaysia now. Malaysia has been in the forefront of this partnership engagement. Malaysia was sponsoring an initiative called OIC Capacity Building Program since so many years ago.
Right.
And Malaysia is putting not only skills but also other resources in this program. So Malaysia has done so much in forging collaboration with other member countries. Of course, there are always room for improvement, but I'm very optimistic that we can always increase the effectiveness of this initiative.
Okay, there you go. Malaysia as one of the countries that are going towards the nations of the OIC countries through the Islamic Development Bank Group. And Malaysia, as Kunrat says, is to be believed to forward more or to bring more towards the OIC countries. With me here is Kunrat Wirasubrata, the head of Regional Office of IDB Group here in Kuala Lumpur. My name is Siti Juswa. Thank you for watching Weekly Review. Alright, that was Kunrat Wirasubrata, head of Regional Office here in Kuala Lumpur for the IDB Group. So now, do women make better investors than men? Or do men make better investors than women? Or behind every successful man is a woman. So whichever way you look at it, men and women are designed differently, and the roles they play in the corporate world also differs from the roles they play at home. Our journalist Fazidah Sharif has her own opinion on this matter. Hear out.
1/3 of women control investable assets worldwide, and during the financial crisis of 2009, men were much more likely than women to sell their shares at stock market lows. Those sales presumably meant big losses and missing the start of the market rally that began 3 years ago. Male investors as a group appear to be overconfident, said Labuan BIFC trust specialist Hugh Chifat. Chifat said there's been a lot of academic research suggesting that men think they know what they are doing, even when they really don't know what they are doing.
Men and women, they have different mindset. Men in general, men are always looking for tangible rewards. Women are more intangible. Like men, if you ask, if I have more money, what I will do, I would say probably I buy a new car, I buy a new house, upgrade my lifestyle. So it's something tangible. When you talk about women, it's always something intangible, like she wants more security, be able to share more with families, more quality time with children. So there are basic differences in terms of how men look at reward and how women look at reward. And even you look at, from my experience and those that I know of, you're talking about estate planning. Most of the men, when you ask estate planning, like the asset, who will he give to? They will put wife and children. Interesting, when you ask a woman, they will only put children, no husband. You see? So they are fundamentally different between women and men and women.
Chifat was speaking to Capital TV at the Women and Money Asia Convention 2012 in Kuala Lumpur recently. There were 200 delegates from different industries attended the event. He said women, on the other hand, appeared more likely to acknowledge when they don't know something, like the directions of the stock market or of the price of a stock or a bond. Studying the cost and minimizing costs, selling high and buying low, if you trade at all, are the classic characteristic of good long-term buy and hold investors. But during the financial crisis, men were more likely than women to trade and to do so at the wrong times. The economists found that while both sexes reduced net returns through trading, men did so by 0.94 percentage points more per year. Far more than women, men try to make sense out of this noise and to no avail. Of course, gender generalization must be taken with caution. They clearly don't apply to all men or all women. Chifat said the differences among women and the differences among men are much greater than the differences between men and women. Nevertheless, numerous studies show that men are more prone to make this particular mistake than women. women have also been shown to be more risk-averse than men. In portfolio selection, women tend to have a greater preference to fixed income investment. That could cause their portfolio returns to lag over the long run, assuming that stocks outperforms bonds. Though in a shaky market like the one of the last decade, this greater caution might be beneficial. Gender differences appear to extend to other financial behavior. For example, women who are CEOs and company directors tend to pay a lower premium in corporate takeovers, saving their shareholders a bundle. What explains these differences? Well, the answer isn't clear. Is it biological or cultural, nature or nurture? At this point, no one seems to know the answer. Plenty of research is underway though. Over the last 5 years, brain imaging technology has made it possible to determine. Given the fact that women control nearly 1/3 of investable assets worldwide, it is timely for financial product and service providers to refine their strategies to better attract and serve the high net worth female segment. My name is Fazidah Sharif, reporting from Women and Money Asia Convention Kuala Lumpur for Capital TV.
Wow, that was interesting indeed. But we're going for another short breaker. Don't switch that channel just yet. We'll be right back after these messages. Stay tuned.